I am Cash and welcome to Cash Talks Football Champions League edition. Today we're going over Bayern Munich against Manchester United. And what I do here on the channel is I break down goals scored for teams from a defensive point of view or an attacking point of view. Give you some of my 20 plus years coaching experience to help you become a better footballer or a better coach listening to my insight. So right now we're going to talk about this Man United game and Bayern. So the ball's just been played out wide. And we've got a situation here when it's 2v2, not much really happening in the middle here. They've only got one player here, I think it's Harry Kane. And let's see what happens. Let's move it forward. As we move it forward here, you can see United's actually got a quite decent defensive shape, right? It's not too bad, but here's the problem. These two players are terrible at football. They're both stood in a flat line. There's no point in them being there. One of them needs to get away and cover that space there. Just get away. You're not doing anything. And the other one actually needs to pressure the ball. Because you've got two people stood there doing absolutely nothing. So if you beat one, you beat both of them. Instead of if you beat one and the other one's behind, then you have to beat the second one. Here, if you beat one player, you beat both of them. So let's move it forward. Bosch, as you're about to see, just go straight past both of them. Yep, bump, off we go, because they're terrible at the football. Plays a little dink ball into the guy in the box here. Not much really happening. Simple little layback. You know he's going for the shot. And that is terrible goalkeeping. They got rid of David De Gea and for this guy, and I think that's one of Man United's biggest problems. When you get rid of the goalkeeper, you change the whole dynamic of the team. If you don't trust in the goalkeeper, which no one clearly trusts this goalkeeper at United, and what I mean by people don't trust him, it's the people on the field in front of him playing, stuff like that happens. When that goal goes in, all of United collapse because the goalkeeper's rubbish. If David De Gea would save that, easy. Doesn't. 1-0. Let's get on to the next goal. Here we go. Now the next goal here. We're starting on a bit of a sort of counter-attack. But this is what the important thing I want you to look at. You can see the defensive line there. But you've got two players here completely and utterly unmarked. They're all focused looking at the ball. They're not really sure what they should be doing. When they should be actually trying to think about what's going to happen next. If this ball gets past to any of these other players. And not only that, this guy over here. I know his name from Real Madrid. Can't think of it right now. Should be getting over and doing something in the middle of the field. There's no midfield here for Man United. None. Look at how much space this guy's got. Absolutely ridiculous. This is in the box. Completely and utterly free. Donk smashes it into the next box. Completely unmarked. Terrible all over from United there. Absolutely terrible. Personally, I think United are in crisis. I think they'll beat Burnley on the weekend, but they're going to have some serious problems in the next couple of weeks. Well, let's get on to Bayern's next goal. Actually, it's not Bayern's, it's United's, but let's have a little look, see what happens. So, Bayern just gone to clear the ball, and then you got the second ball to deal with. Bump, there you go. Now, this is really, really bad. So, if you're coming back as a striker and you're coming into this midfield area and you do this and you play the ball, trying to win the ball, and you actually end up causing more of a problem because you don't really do it correctly. It's not a clean touch. He's pushed it back into the attack for United here. So as the ball comes through, all of a sudden now United are gaining possession again. So that ball that was cleared, not only that, Bayern Munich haven't got out quick enough and they haven't pressured the ball. Bayern Munich don't look great, by the way. They don't look like they're going to go on and win the Champions League by any stretch of the means. They look like an average Champions League side to me, right? To be honest. So let's have a little look as we move this on. United are playing a good little passing here, but also Bayern Munich aren't sort of pressuring them. United just get cutting through them here. There's no pressure on the ball from Bayern. Absolutely none. Ball drops, turns, whaps it into the net box. It's a good clean finish to be fair, but it was just too easy. You can see the Bayern Munich players. It's like, well, how did that just happen? Because they stopped. When that ball was cleared and the striker made the mistake coming back and trying to win the ball, everyone seemed to stop. And they got punished for it. Let's get on to the next goal. The next goal is a Harry Kane penalty that he scores, and it's from this handball, allegedly handball right here. Have a look at this. Watch this as it goes forward. Bosch, that's a handball apparently. That's a handball. That's disgraceful. That is absolutely disgraceful. That's called a handball. They get a penalty. Terrible. Let's get on to the next goal, because that's why I don't cover penalties, because they just get so stupid when you see stuff like that. It's never a handball. Let's get on to the next goal. Again, we can see Bayern's got a lot of players back, but again, there's no real pressure on the ball. They've got this sort of, I don't know, weird approach. I think because they dominated the game so much, they were playing in sort of second gear a lot of the time. Well, most of the time, to be honest. And look, all of a sudden this happens. United are trying really hard, and they just whack the ball into the box. and they've got numbers up. It's one of the first times they've got actual numbers up into the box, doing quite well here. Now they can move the ball around. They don't. It's just like a massive melee of bouncing ball. There's nothing to really analyse. It's just like kids football almost. It's just bouncing around. No one's got control of the ball. Everything's bouncing off each other. It all ends up falling to the floor, and he pokes it in with his toe. It's just terrible. I mean, is it a goal? Yeah, but it's terrible defensively. It's terrible attacking because there's no build-up play. There's nothing here. It's just a melee in the box, bouncing around. The ball drops to someone's foot and he pokes it in the goal. It's not very good football at all. Let's get on to the next goal and see what we can find. Okay, deep into the game here. Obviously into extra time here. But look at there's no urgency. I know it's late in the game, but there's no urgency to get anywhere near the midfield of Bayern right here. You can see, look, it's jogging, doing nothing, picks out the player. You can see he's on the run. No one's really picking up this guy, and it's just a simple drops to him, unmarked in the box. No one's really watching, and he puts it away into the net box. Yeah, that's piss poor, really. No pressure on the ball, easy run. Honestly, Bayern hit the post like twice or three. I think it's post twice and the bar once. They could have scored way more goals than they did in this game. But let's get on to the last goal. Almost the last kick of the game here. Fernandes is on a free kick, and he just blasts this into the keeper. Sorry, into the goal here. I think the keeper's at fault. Should be another step forward at least. He's not. He hasn't done himself any sort of glory here, and this guy just whaps it straight into the goal. There we go. Have some of that. Now the other thing as well is I think this 4-3 scoreline flatters United a little bit, just because it was more of a 5-1 game than it was a 4-3. And don't get too excited, United fans, because this is going to be a rough one in the old Champions League. Hopefully you'll qualify, but yeah, because your group's not that tough, you should get out of it. But that was a rough day today. Thanks all. See you next time.